welcome to Salubrious Skin with Dr. Irene, Psoriasis Unmasked 5-part series. Now today we're up to part 5, which is the topical treatments. Are they a cash cow or essential in the management of psoriasis? And the reason why I thought this was important is because there's two aspects to it. One aspect is I think people use topical treatments as their form of treatment. And on the other side of the coin, people think, well, nothing works, complete waste of money and time, I'm not going to use anything. So their skin gets really dry and crusty. So I think somewhere in the middle is always the best. I personally wouldn't treat psoriasis just topically because it's obviously an internal disease. It's a systemic disease. We need to treat it internally. What the premise of a topical treatment is purely to help with reducing inflammation in the skin, helping mobility because of the stiffness and tightness in the skin that happens when the lesions are there. It's really important to help with providing moisturization to the skin and elasticity to help you move around. So what you want to be looking for when you're looking for a topical treatment is that it's 100% natural, free of any nasty chemicals, your parabens, your PEGs, your sulfates, your tar. I mean, tar is used for the ground, and yes, it's been proven to help psoriasis, but it's actually what road makers use to resurface the road. So there is a chemical component to it. The other one is no alcohol and no nasties, basically. So natural ways of helping the skin be moisturized and helping to reduce inflammation on the skin. Now, what makes it tricky is that we're each in a different stage of our journey. So our reactivity to things is very unique and different. For instance, coconut oil. Coconut oil, I used to use it when I was pregnant. I would put it on my belly and, it helped moisturize my skin, didn't get any stretch marks actually. So it's great for anyone who's pregnant. But what you need to be aware of is that later on, I actually got a flare up in my arms when I used it to moisturize my arms because my skin was quite dry. And so I put it all over my arms and then I got all these spots come out. And other patients have told me the same thing. So as something as simple as coconut oil, now I use coconut oil in my products and it's fine. But when I use it 100% of it, for whatever reason, it caused a reaction. Same with emu oil. So I think when you are trying anything new, definitely do a patch test and do it consistently. Even with my products, if you're using them for the first time, choose one area that is not going to be affected by anything else. So don't use your hands unless it's only on your hands. But if you're washing dishes or you're a motor mechanic and you're around grease, or you're a painter and you're cleaning the paint with whether they petrol or whatever they'd have to clean their skin with, that's obviously going to irritate the skin. So you're not going to necessarily know whether the product is beneficial for you or not. So choose an area in your body that's not going to be compromised with other elements, so you know 100% whether the product is working for you or not, and choose a small area and be consistent with it. Do that for twice a day, every single day for 7 days, and see how you go. So what the reason for topical treatments are is firstly to lift the thickened layers off the skin and the scalp. Now, scalp psoriasis is probably one of the most annoying psoriasis forms to have, and that's because of the hair. In women, it's much more of a problem than men. Women, we obviously have our hair in the way, our hair gets greasy, we wash our hair, we dry up our scalp while we're drying the greasiness in the hair, the scalp gets more dry, thicker, which then just builds up and just becomes a big mess. So if we can find products that wash out easily, that's always a benefit. But the objective of any topical treatment is to take off those superficial thick layers to allow the active ingredients to get into the inflamed section of the skin. And that's really why it's important. If it builds up, then it can get really crusty and dry, really restricting your range of motion and can become a problem. So if you can try and exfoliate those superficial layers in a very gentle way, then essentially the active ingredients are able to get deeper. So what we use is white willow bark, which acts as a salicylic acid and very gently exfoliates the skin, allowing the other ingredients in the product to get into the inflamed section. Now, as far as trying different things, a lot of over-the-counter medicines for me didn't work, and that's why I've made these products a little bit stronger. But if something works for you that's really mild, even if it's coconut oil, if coconut oil works great for you, then just use it. But another thing you can do is how you bathe. Bathing in sea salt, Himalayan pink salt, colloidal oatmeal, that will actually reduce itching and inflammation in the skin. And again, it's pretty important. I haven't personally used colloidal oatmeal. We do have that in our cream, but I haven't bathed in it, so I don't know the effects of it. But I definitely would encourage you to bathe, even daily in Himalayan pink salt or sea salt, and that will take the inflammation out of the skin. You can rinse afterwards. If your skin is quite thick, then I would certainly recommend you rinse and then apply your cream. Always apply creams and balms on clean skin. The absorption is much greater and you'll see the effect a lot more. So that's my take on topical treatments. Avoid all the nasties. Try only for a small area. Be consistent. Don't compromise it with other factors that you know will irritate your skin, so you know exactly how that product's working for you. And as far as scalp psoriasis is concerned, we do have a mask that helps lift up those lesions, and then the enriched oils and the non-greasy scalp treatment spray, active ingredients to reduce the inflammation. So that kind of works as a nice little pack. And if you're wanting to try, we do have a Salubre Therapeutics trial pack that we recently launched. And that way you can get small amounts of all of the products in the range and trial them out, have a play, see what works for you, but be consistent with a small area. Make sure you actually will be diligent, because then you'll give the body time to respond to that. And I always encourage at least a week. So small area consistently and see how you go. Any questions, email me at info@salubre.com.au. I hope you've enjoyed this 5-part series. Hopefully it's provided a huge insight into the world of psoriasis, how you can potentially manage it, improve upon what you're doing, continue what's working, and all the best with everything. This is a journey that you need to figure out. It's not here to break you, it's here to enrich your life. Bye.